So the first place we shot was in Princess Street. What we found so surprising is that Princess Street at 4 in the morning is so busy. Now we were shooting right outside the Carlton Hotel or
Balmoral Hotel.
Balmoral Hotel. And so one of the things there was delivery vans, laundry, and just general, just taxis and buses going by.
Well, the trouble with this scene is we have to run onto Princess Street and it has to be empty. It wouldn't usually matter, but this scene requires Edinburgh to look like it's been hit by the apocalypse, and there can't just be taxis driving by and drunk people on their walk home. There wasn't really much of a workaround. We just had to shoot over and over again until we managed to find a gap in the traffic where Princess Street was empty in both directions that we looked, and there weren't people walking down the pavement. It was a really difficult start to the day because we had everything scheduled very tightly, and then it was just traffic everywhere. And the other issue we had in the morning was the weather had been forecast to be grey but fine all day, and it was actually pretty misty, which was okay atmospherically, but it started getting misty at ground level, so the camera started getting wet, and then we were heading up towards Carlton Hill, which is one of the next scenes we were going to shoot, and by the time we were kind of near it, it was proper rain. And Carlton Hill was under a cloud, and the issue with that is when we were on Carlton Hill, one of the main shots is a big vista of Edinburgh where we see everything in ruins and all the big landmarks. You got the castle, you got Princess Street, North Bridge, Scotland Monument, stuff like that. And you wouldn't have seen anything because it was in a cloud. So, to his credit, our producer Siggy just said, well, we'll schedule in a scene we hadn't planned to do and we'll do it later. And in the end, we got the Carlton Hill stuff.
So our next sort of big mammoth scene to shoot was up at the top of the crags, and that's actually the opening shot of the film. We perceived that it would be so difficult because we had I think about 15-20 extras, and obviously trying to organise that many people in a small space.
Well, the area we were shooting was relatively small, and also the trouble with the crags is it is cliffs, so there's kind of health and safety issues.
One thing which was very, very just a great experience to work with was that despite the fact that pretty much every extra who was there was just like friends, no one had really acted before, but it was a really, really good level of professionalism. And even though we were like having a joke and messing around, and not messing around, but it was still that everyone was really on the ball and really listened, and everyone was like, the final shot was really cool and everyone started milling around it.
Yeah, and also credit to our two ADs, Siggy and James, because they went along before the actual crew arrived, and they talked to the extras about what was going on in the scene and where they needed to be placed. So by the time we got there with the camera and the actors, all the extras were kind of ready to go. And despite us thinking this was going to be the toughest shot of the whole film, we took the first take and it was nigh on perfect. If you dropped it into the film as it was with the one take, it would have been fine.
Yeah, so our last big kind of shoot of day one was at Carlton Hill, and that was meant to have been at 6 in the morning, but because of weather, we pushed that to the end, and we decided we had enough time at the end of day one to go back and revisit it. What's ridiculous about Carlton Hill is that it's just a minefield of tourists. It's horrible.
Well, it's not horrible. If you're a tourist, it's a lovely place, and that's the problem, because it's got the Scottish National Monument, which is the entire background of our final shot. So yeah, so when we went up, it was just tourists everywhere because it was kind of 6:30, 7 in the evening. And so we decided initially, we thought, right, well, we'll wait them out, and once this lot have cleared, we'll quickly run in and shoot the film. But it became really apparent over the next sort of probably about half an hour of waiting, that every time a big group left, another group would come along. So again, our brilliant ADs, James and Siggy, they went up to everyone that was in our shot and said, really sorry, we're shooting a film here, we don't have much time to get it all, could you do us a favour and just stand aside for kind of 4 minutes or so while we shoot it? And everyone was extremely gracious and got out of the way, but the great thing about it was that they didn't just leave or go out of sight, they all kind of congregated behind camera. And so for that final 2 takes that we did, we had a full kind of 30 strong audience just watching, as if it was kind of an outdoor theatre performance by Matt and Dave. And you know, Matt and Dave did great. They just kind of threw themselves into it, and they were performing as if there was tunes there. So I don't know what the audience must have thought what this film was about, because they're talking to tunes that aren't there, and they're running about and falling over. And then at the end of each take, we got a big round of applause, and it was a really kind of gratifying experience.
So on Sunday we were in our friend Goose's flat, and like he was so what's the word? Accommodated, yeah. Because he'd been basically from the Wednesday to Thursday. I mean, we basically lived
We took over his living room, and you know, we were using his tables and his TV and everything was just covered in our props. With regards to the actual challenges of Charles's flat, there's a scene in it where a certain event happens at the end of the scene, and lots of things in his flat have to get knocked over in a very choreographed way, and the actors have to react. So we have tables getting knocked over, and we have boxes getting thrown in the air, and bottles and stuff flying around. The way it was set up, there was a lot of stuff on invisible wire, and there was people hidden. I think it was Tiggy and Callum were hidden in points of the set to knock things over. And we filmed it, and I was expecting things to be toppling and a bit of movement, and it was like a grenade went off, and bits were flying everywhere, and it looks amazing. And it was one of those things that was so kind of exhilarating to be in. I think probably the actors found it extremely exciting as well.
Yeah, so all in all, it was a really, really awesome fun couple of days. And Owen and I are both really happy with the footage which we got from it.
Yeah, I just need to say the biggest thank you ever to everyone that was involved. You know, I mean, our producer Siggy, and then our AD James, and the cast. We've got Matt, Dave and Jimmy. They were all amazing. And then our sound guy Reese, and even the people that turned up to help out. So Peter Greaves, who's our character designer, came along to help out. He was amazing. And Dan, who recorded our making of, which you'll see more of, I'm sure. And we've been intercutting it with this as we speak, so that's all Dan's handiwork. And also to Dolly Owen, who lent us the camera, which saved us a million headaches. Yeah, the entire team was amazing, and all our extras as well. Thank you so much for getting involved and helping out, because this film has benefited so much from what everyone's given us. So that was our diary for this month. Next month, I think we're speaking to Peter, the character designer, in quite a lot of detail about what his process and how he came up with all the amazing designs for the tunes. So kind of stay tuned for that. If it's not him, we'll do something else equally entertaining. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. I genuinely am happy with enough of that. Yeah, I think that's good.
You can work with that?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for an excellent day.
Yeah.
Yes, well done.
It's over!
Great job.
Give me a shower and a bed!
Going home.